So welcome to B1, B2B should I say, because they changed it. And I always love starting this presentation with this great quote from Bill Gates, which is quoted, "Never before in history has innovation offered a promise of so much to so many in so a short time." And this particular industry typifies that particular sentence by Bill Gates, because never before in history has any industry actually offered the promise of so much to so many people in such a short time. Literally the same thing, right? And that's why I'm so passionate about it, because it gives people, like everybody, I'm talking from Bob the Builder all the way to the CEO of companies, and it gives them the same opportunity. It gives them the chance at having a go and at changing lives. And so that's why I'm so passionate about this particular opportunity. And you don't get these very, very often. And cryptocurrency is one thing that really promises all of this. And before we talk about the cryptocurrency, I want to kind of highlight how we've ended up here and the kind of lives we live. We literally live in a world of technology, right? If we have a look, I mean, here is a picture of all of the big, large corporations that we're all used to in our daily lives. And I'm talking likes of Skype, Uber, Facebook, Google, Bitcoin, YouTube, Alibaba, Airbnb, and Ethereum, all of these. So you look at Skype, it's one of the largest communication services on the globe. People use it daily to communicate worldwide for free, but they have no phone lines. They own no infrastructure. You got Uber, the world's largest taxi service. They don't own a taxi. Facebook, one of the world's largest media companies, but yet creates no content. YouTube, the world's largest entertainment company, and yet they produce no content. Alibaba.com, world's largest, shopping platform, retailer, but no inventory, no stores. So, you get the idea. This is the world we live on now. We all literally can do so much on, on our phones, in fact. And it's absolutely crazy how much we can do and what you can do, literally without leaving the comfort of your home. And let's have a look at all of these companies. So over the last 20 odd years, most of these companies either didn't exist or they literally were launched in the last 20 years. And today we're looking at the valuation and the market cap of all of these companies. Again, I'm talking about the likes of Airbnb, market cap of 233 billion, didn't exist in 1996. Alibaba.com actually launched in 96, and the market cap today is 199 billion. Amazon launched in 96. Today the market cap is again nearly 200 billion. Apple launched in 1996. Apple been around a bit longer, but their market cap in 96 and last 20 years ago was 3.9 billion. Today it's 763 billion. And this is all in 20 years, and if we go back prior to that, prior to the 90s, 96, it would take company decades and decades to get to, it took Microsoft like 30 odd years to get to 8 billion valuation. And today these companies have achieved hundreds of billions in such a short time. So that's where we've ended up over the last 20 years. So what's in store over the next 10 to 20 years? And this is where you've got so many new industries and new innovations kind of being invented. Cryptocurrency is one of them. It will be the replacement for currency. We will be using cryptocurrency and blockchain, the technology behind the cryptocurrency, on a daily basis, guys. In the next 10 to 20 years, it will be the norm. So, you guys can kind of give yourselves a, round of applause, because you're one step ahead of the normal people. Like most of the people are not aware of this. So, you guys being here on a webinar at 9 p.m. on a Thursday night, it just says that you're kind of a step ahead of the rest. Then driverless cars, Google, Tesla, and so many other companies are testing this. as we speak. So, the ability to just jump in a car and say, take me to this, to Google Maps, and it will take you there. You don't even need to worry about driving. Amazon really heavily testing 3D printing and putting a lot of money into it. Meaning, if we look at printers, 10 years ago, inkjet printer would have cost you an arm and a leg. Today, you can pick one up for about 20 quid. And it's the same with 3D printers. Right now, yeah, they're a bit expensive, and it's only a few that have got it. But give it 5, 10 years, it will be the norm. 3D printers will be in every house. And what Amazon are testing is, like, right now we buy stuff, Amazon physically deliver it to us. The future is, what they're testing is they send you a file and you actually print it at home yourself. That's absolutely crazy. Facebook, they're testing virtual reality. It's called Oculus by Facebook. Google are testing virtual reality. A lot of companies are putting a lot of money and research into these technologies. And to think, like, right now we're doing this Zoom call. Imagine just putting on one of these 3D glasses things. We all could be sitting around a meeting room table. I could be standing up doing a presentation right in front of you lot, through 3D and virtual reality. Tesla, electric cars, petrol being wiped out. IBM putting a lot of money into AI systems, artificial intelligence. We're talking about, like, we're talking to Siri. I talk to Siri all the time, right? We can have conversations. I'm not mad, but, I tell it, call my wife, or take me to Canary Wharf, or, things like that. And you've got things like Amazon Alexa. It's really popular right now. You could say, hey, Alexa, put my music on, turn the lights off. There's so much of that going on, right? And I'll give you an example of that. We've all had those have you had an accident calls, right? And it used to be some person from some, call center abroad, right? Now, I've been getting one from some lady called Helen. Guess what? She's a computer. A computer's been calling me saying, have you had an accident? Even if I don't respond, she just carries on. And that's where we're headed over the next 10, 20 years. All of these industries and innovations will change our lives. So the systems, if we kind of look at it in the recent years, we're now becoming a cashless society where more and more people are carrying less and less cash, and everything's either being done by a, contactless card or a phone, or even, you can get rings, watches, people even putting chips into their thumbs. I saw a video on that the other day. So we're kind of heading towards being a cashless society already. Dubai aims to be a fully blockchain city by 2020. Citibank in Australia have literally got 1 or 2 branches that take cash. So it's already headed that way. India just recently, last year, did demonetization, where they took away the 1,000 rupee note and 500 rupee note. It's happening all around us, guys. And we need to wake up to it. So this going to the demonetization and going towards the cashless society is just part of a long process of the evolution in currency, in the way we pay for stuff. We used to get started off, I'm talking hundreds of years ago, the bartering system, where, I had cow, one of you guys had chicken, and we'd exchange eggs for milk, or even meat off the cow and chicken. But, it wasn't very practical. So we kind of evolved on, and it went on to, obviously, precious metals, ending up on gold. Then paper money came along. Then we had checks. Then we had credit cards. But all the way up to the credit card, it kind of would take a long time for that shift in the way we pay to happen. But in the last 20 years, due to the change in technology and innovation, this process has sped up. So, like, from credit card, literally, in the last 10 years, they went on to contactless. You've had online banking, online payment systems where there is no physical branch. Right now, we're obviously all using Android Pay, Apple Pay, Google Pay, you name it. Soon there will be Rush Pay. And the next step in this evolution of money is cryptocurrency. Basically, rather than having physical money, we're going to use digital money. And that is, it is the reality, guys. We're headed that way. We have been headed in this direction for decades. And it's the reason for this is that it's so much secure and so much more easier than physical money. You know, physical money loses value, digital money increases in value over time. Physical money can wear out, digital money, there is no money to wear out. So there's so many advantages of this. So what is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is a medium of exchange, just like fiat currencies. Each coin, they call it coin, but there is no physical coin. All it is a unique cryptographic code, which is made up of numbers and letters, which nobody can guess. You know, it would take, well, a person could not guess a number like this. I mean, if any of you have seen the addresses for a Bitcoin wallet or addresses for a cryptocurrency wallet and the private key, you can see what the codes look like. How the hell is anybody going to guess that? And this cryptographic code is literally the same thing as that unique code that is on every note. And without that unique code, that note is worthless. I have tested this theory. I've gone into a bank with a £5 note where I cut off both ends where the number is, and the lady did not take it. She said it's not valid tender, even though I'm going, look, it's issued by Bank of England. And she said, because it hasn't got that code, it's not valid money. So literally it's the same thing. That cryptographic code is your money. And the good thing is the value of it isn't created by the bank. So the bank can't just create this money. They can't just say this is £20 and that's it. You can only spend £20. You can't say, oh, I want to spend £30. The value of it is worth this much. The value of cryptocurrency on the other side is supply and demand. The more people want it, the higher the value goes. This is why a year ago you could have bought £1,000 worth of stuff with Bitcoin. Today you can buy £10,000 worth of stuff with Bitcoin. It's gone the opposite direction. Whereas a year ago, for £1,000, you would have got a fair amount. Today, with that same £1,000 physical money, what you can buy is gone down. There's no inflation. So the fees are next to nothing. There's no middleman. It gives us the ability to exchange value between us without having to go to a bank. Whereas current money system and the current money system, which was created hundreds of years ago, it needs a third party to validate the transaction. It needs a third party to say that this is real. Whereas with cryptocurrency, we don't need that. It's on a public ledger. So we don't need banks. We don't need credit card companies. And the good thing is it can be done instantly. You think even in today's day and age, if somebody's sending money, say, if I'm sending money to India and it happens to be on a Friday, it won't get there till Monday because of the weekend. With cryptocurrency, instant, it's there. And all it is sending a code through your phone. All the other person needs is an internet connection and a phone. So this is the next step in the evolution of money, cryptocurrency. So guys, the digital money revolution has begun. And this saying is on the Harvard Business Review. It says the blockchain technology will do to the financial system what the internet did to media. So what they're talking about is, I remember when the internet first came out, we had those dial-up modems. So there was not much you could do. It was literally just text. We could only send text and receive text, email. That's about it. But the moment we got broadband and we were able to speed up that process of sending information through the internet, audio, video, conferencing, calling, you name it, everything went online. I can't remember the last time I went and got a DVD. I can't remember the last time I bought a CD. I just stream all of this. I got Apple Music. I've got, say Amazon Video Prime or whatever you call it. I don't buy films anymore. I just stream them online, right? And this is what they're saying is that the blockchain technology will do this. It will have the same effect on the financial system, which is massive, massive. And it's not me saying it, it's the Harvard Business Review.
Modern technology allows people
Just
to
a little
communicate
video.
directly. Voice and video calls, emails, pictures, and instant messages travel directly from A to B, maintaining trust between individuals no matter how far apart they are. When it comes to money, people have to trust a third party to be able to complete a transaction. Blockchain technology is challenging the status quo in a radical way. By using math and cryptography, blockchain provides an open, decentralized database of any transaction involving value, money, goods, property, work, or even votes, creating a record whose authenticity can be verified by the entire community. The future global economy will move towards one of distributed property and trust, where anyone with access to the internet can get involved in blockchain-based transactions, and third-party trust organizations may no longer be necessary. The uses of blockchain technology are endless. Some expect that in less than 10 years, it will be used to collect taxes. It will make it easier for immigrants to send money back to countries where access to financial institutions is limited. Financial fraud will be significantly reduced, as every transaction will be recorded on a public and distributed ledger, which will be accessible by anyone who has an internet connection. Think of it as wills and contracts that execute themselves, or dated proof of existence for ideas, much like a patent. Blockchain will become a global, decentralized source of trust, but not everyone is ready to embrace it. A huge proportion of trust services, from banking to notaries, will face challenges on price, volume, and in some cases, their very survival. Public authorities could find it more and more difficult to enforce traditional financial regulations due to the new possibilities offered by the Bitcoin network to bypass traditional financial intermediaries. Unimagined new networks will evolve to meet society's needs more cheaply and potentially more securely. Will governments, financial and legal institutions embrace blockchain? What will happen to the ones who don't?
So that video was by the World Economic Forum, which generalizes blockchain very, very well. It explains the whole setup, how it works in quite a short video. So I recommend obviously watching that again and just getting to understand it a little bit better. So now that we know what cryptocurrency is, well, we have an idea of what it is. It came along and it took the market by storm. Bitcoin came along and blockchain, the technology was part of that. And it literally, the big businessmen, the world leaders are starting to call it the next big revolution. Are we ready for it? So let's have a look at the growth of this industry, how quick it is starting to grow now. Like in this picture, we're talking about the market cap of cryptocurrency on the 1st of January, it was 17.7 billion. And on the 1st of July, 2nd of July, it was 94.7 billion. And this was a prediction, because this slide is actually a bit older than now. And it was predicted that 31st of December 2017, the market cap will be well over 300 billion. Guess what, guys? Bitcoin alone is well over 300 billion, and there's more than 1,400 other cryptocurrencies. This is how rapidly it's growing. But guess what, guys? We're still early. This is still early days. This is still the tip of the iceberg. Because if you look at the Forex industry, it goes into trillions. You look at the shares and stocks, it goes into trillions. You look at the other finance products, they go into trillions. This is just into billions here, guys. So we're still early days. So some people may say to you, it's too late. It's not, guys. We are just at the beginning. This is just the tip of the iceberg. And it's only going to get better. So, blockchain provides us with lots of opportunities and possibilities. It will be the future of transactions and payments. It will give us the chance to digitize all our currency. And the potential is limitless, guys. It is limitless. So Bitcoin, start of a brand new era. It started with literally next to nothing. It started in 2008, and over the last 7-8 years, it's been in the background doing its rounds, lots of catching a bit of new news media every now and then. But this year, well, I say last year in 2017, it came out into the public. And when that happened, literally it went crazy. From being under $1,000 for one Bitcoin in January, it's today at 10,000, and it's been at $19,000 for one Bitcoin, guys. And this is all within 1 year. And even now, early adopters, I mean, I hear stories all the time of people saying, man, I could have got some at 2010 when it was like pennies, to think if anybody had really invested in it at that time, without knowing about it. This is why nobody did it. Today they'd be all millionaires. So again, I'm just going to play a small video. This is a video, again, it's on YouTube, but this is all the world's business leaders.
Bitcoin and things like it is the equivalent of the red pill. Okay? We are entering a completely world of uncharted water.
Have you made any investments in Bitcoin?
So, I mean, I own Bitcoin in my hedge fund. I own Bitcoin in my fund. I own Bitcoin in my private account. It is a huge deal. It's a huge, huge, huge deal. Because what you're talking about right now is for the next 3 to 5 years, an unbelievably better store of value. It is gold 2.0.
I think this is a currency that's really going to work eventually.
Well, I think it is working, and there will be other currencies like it that may be even better. But in the meantime, there's a big industry around Bitcoin, and people have made fortunes out of Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, there is no Bitcoin company. There is no Bitcoin building. There's not even a Bitcoin server anywhere that you could shut down. It is completely distributed. That's what's unique about Bitcoin. It is, for the first time, a way for the two of us to exchange value online without a third-party intermediary. Until the invention of Bitcoin, for you and me to exchange money online, we had to employ a third party, like PayPal, like Visa, like MasterCard, right? And we live in the 21st century. If we want to have a video call to China, we can do that for free. But to send a couple $100, which is essentially just ones and zeros being moved around, costs 5% plus takes over a day.
Bitcoin is exciting because it shows how cheap it can be. Bitcoin is better than currency in that you don't have to be physically in the same place. And of course, for large transactions, currency can get pretty inconvenient.
You'll see Bitcoin trading at 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. Rick Falkvenia does an excellent analysis. He predicts that Bitcoin will capture between 1 and 10% of the global Forex market, which implies a price of between $100,000 to $1 million per Bitcoin. Most of the people who are on the sidelines not buying Bitcoin today will start to buy Bitcoin when it gets over 1,000. And then a greater percentage of people will definitely plow into Bitcoin when it starts to get over 10,000.
It's still predicting Bitcoin, $10,000 per Bitcoin in 3 years.
Saras, he is the CEO of Zappo, which is a Bitcoin wallet and Bitcoin vault.
I think it's mostly a very positive thing. I think we're going to see ups and downs like with any other emerging technology. But I think Bitcoin is here to stay, and it makes sense that it be taxed and treated like any other.
So let's make a bold call here. In 10 years, what do you think Bitcoin will be worth? One Bitcoin.
Between $500,000 and $1 million.
A lot of people are just seeing the charts and thinking how high it'll go. But what I'm doing is counting backwards. I mean, this is a transactional currency, and it is a store of value. As such, it is a product and a service competing on a very tangible market for stores of value and for transactional currencies. So what is the size of that market?
Right. And this is important.
And how big a market share can Bitcoin realistically take within a foreseeable time frame? When you ask that question, then you come up with a market cap of Bitcoin total, and then you divide that by the number of Bitcoin in circulation by your estimated time, and seeing how Chinese are buying Bitcoin like crazy, I actually had to adjust this number upwards. But then you come up with a number of about $2 to $5 million per Bitcoin.
I suggest that everyone go back to buy one Bitcoin. Not too much, only one is enough. If everyone in this world, people, just to go back by one Bitcoin, the Bitcoin value go to the $1 million. And when the Bitcoin have $1 million, the all around the world will be crazy, and everyone will be the follow, and the other digital currency just to be be grandson of the Bitcoin. So for me, I think for a lot of people, they don't exactly understand why Bitcoin.
Is Bitcoin the currency of the future, or is it the payment system they're developing?
Bingo! It's the payment system. It's the blockchain encryption, and there are interesting things. I think Bitcoin, or the really blockchain encryption that's behind it, has a greater ability to bring more of the world's population out of poverty than anything we've seen.
If you're new to Bitcoin, take your time to go out there and Google it and learn about it. It truly is one of the most important inventions in the history of humankind, and certainly the most important invention since the internet. Go out there, make a Bitcoin wallet, get involved, start using it, learn about all the positive ways in which this is going to improve the lives of every single person on the planet. Get involved, do it today. It's going to help everybody. Thank you.
So yeah, guys, I mean, there we have some of the greatest businessmen on the planet. You got Bill Gates, we got Richard Branson, and so many more. And they're all talking about so many different things about Bitcoin, right? And the reason why everybody is talking about Bitcoin is because it's the oldest one on the planet. It's the first one, and it's the biggest one right now. But more and more are emerging, and more people are starting to talk about the likes of a few other currencies, which I will talk to you about in a minute. But with anything new, there's always limitations. So with Bitcoin, there are a few limitations too. So it's accepted by a few merchants. So you can't really walk into Tesco's and do your shopping with it. You can't go get your coffee with it. You can't go to the cinema with it. It's not an everyday use currency. And the reason behind that is that the way it's set up is obviously it was designed over 10 years ago. And right now, I mean, just to give you an example of how impractical it is, that the Bitcoin network, the mining network currently uses more electricity than Nigeria altogether per year, and that's massive. So it's not a sustainable, that currency that could replace everyday use currency. It's slow in transaction confirmation. So, if you send somebody money, yes, it's sent instantly, but with Bitcoin, it takes time for it to actually get there. Lack of effective governance, and also the inability to comply with emerging regulations. Because let's be honest, we're not going to have the governments and the authorities sit there on the sidelines and let this kind of replace the monetary system which they control. So they're going to want to regulate it. They're going to want to kind of put some sort of control over it. As much as we don't want it to, it's going to happen. So Bitcoin's very hard to do. How do they regulate something they can't track? There's problems with it. There are issues with it. So, but the good thing is when there is innovation, and when somebody creates a technology or a trend, somebody else always comes along and betters it. So this is called innovation. So let's have a look at some of the companies here on the screen, right? So you've got the mobile, see, I'm a bit trigger happy. Let me go back one. So innovation, is what allows us to move forward as a human race, and it gives us change, and it's so much better for us as a consumer. So let's look at the mobile phone industry. It was kind of everybody had a Nokia, and then Apple came along and actually innovated the mobile phone technology. When they innovated it, I'm talking about bringing on things like apps and, really innovating the touch screen, because they weren't one that invented it. It was already there. But today, Nokia, who started this I wouldn't say started, I think it was started by Motorola, but Nokia, who was everybody's favorite phone, is today nowhere to be seen. Look at MySpace on the social media side. Again, it was everybody's favorite social platform. They started it, along with, we had, I remember MSN Messenger, Yahoo Chat, and all of these. They started that, but Facebook came along, innovated social networking, made it easier, made it fun, and bam, all of the other guys are dead in the water, nowhere to be seen. Yahoo, AOL, Internet Explorer were the ones that started the internet search. Google came along, innovated it, made it a one-stop shop, Google for everything. Now Yahoo and all of these companies, hardly anybody's using them. And Tesla innovating the industry of the cars. So every time there is a technology or a service that comes along, somebody always comes along and innovates it, makes it better, makes it quicker, makes it easier. And most of the time, the old guy is not there to be seen after that. So I'm going to talk about Ethereum here for 5 minutes, right? Ethereum came along, obviously. It's got the best blockchain technology, the software that runs cryptocurrencies. It's better than Bitcoin's. It's a lot faster. It can carry out up to 10,000 smart contract transactions per second. So, innovation is already happening with cryptocurrency. As I mentioned earlier, there's over 1,450 odd cryptocurrencies out there already. So it's capable of doing 10,000 transactions in a second, guys. In 2015, the value of it was 42 cents. It was under 52 cents, under 50 cents. And just alone in 2017, 2 years later, it went well above $1,000 for one coin, guys. So imagine, somebody had told you about Ethereum in 2015 and you even bought £100 worth. Where would you be sitting right now? Companies like Microsoft, JP Morgan, and so many other are backing the Ethereum blockchain technology, because it's not just about the cryptocurrency side of it. This can be used for so many other things, so many other interests. But this is based on contracts. Yeah, it's based on a contract. So again, early adopters make 7-figure incomes out of this, 7-figure profits. And there's so many of these stories, guys. Like, this one talks about if you bought Bitcoin for, if you bought $100 of Bitcoin 7 years ago, you'd be sitting on 75 million. But if you look at the date of this article, guys, this was in May, 22nd of May, 2017. And the top line of the article, which says the price of Bitcoin hit a fresh record of $2,200. Today it's $10,000, guys. So you can easily multiply this 75 million by 5, and that's from $100. Absolutely crazy. This article, again, it's a high school dropout who invested in Bitcoin at $12. Now at the age of 18, he's a millionaire. Absolutely crazy. So we got Ethereum, Litecoin, NEM, Ripple, Dash. What's next? I'm gonna tell you about CCRB, cryptocarbon. So it's a UK-based cryptocurrency, the world's first ever consumer-oriented cryptocurrency. What that means is basically it's not marketed as a trading currency alone, but a using currency where you can use it on a daily basis. And it's a digital asset based on the Ethereum blockchain. So it's running on the best blockchain out there. So this is the start of a new movement, guys. So, we've got pictures of Subhash George Manuel, who is the founder and CEO of Cryptocarbon and B1. Here you can see him pictured with Vitalik Buterin, who is the founder of Ethereum blockchain. And Subhash is making a lot of noise in the cryptocurrency industry. Really, really quick. Since launching Cryptocarbon, he's spoken at 3 different blockchain summits, including one in London 2-3 months ago when I was there with him. And, he's really at the forefront of this, where he's bringing the usability of this. And that's why he's pushing out there. Whereas most currencies out there get launched and they hope that it gets traded and value of it goes up and people make money. This way, you can do that. And also, you can actually spend this currency. I'll show you how in the next few slides. So it, in my view, is the ultimate digital currency because it has a large network, large usability, which is, I'm talking Tesco's, I'm talking Costa, Starbucks, Cineworld, you name it. I mean, everyday use. Genuine network of people like us. The transactions are verified by people like us through the shopping platform, and that's where the coins are made. Enhanced security, it's based on the Ethereum blockchain. A robust ecosystem where any industry can come and plug themselves into this. Wider acceptance, we're up and running in 20 different countries already. Trust and innovation. So what's next for cryptocarbon? Currently you can spend it on your shopping, on your coffee, on your cinema, on your clothes at Debenhams, and much, much more. Next, they've got properties and homes, which is current already, but they're going to even have more. There's more partners and payment systems, more merchants. They are going to launch their own telecom and broadband where you'll be able to pay 100% cryptocarbon, travel and hotels, and an international exchange, which is being launched on the 1st of Feb. So it's headed in the right direction, and there's so many changes that are going to happen this year, and so much is going to be achieved. And this is all since launching January 2017. So the external value of cryptocarbon currently it's around 60, 70 cents, but I mean, we're looking on the screen, I generally put lower than what it is. So then, it's kind of, if it's at 60 cents and I tell you it's going to be worth so much, and it's at 30, then you're not going to really believe me, but I'm saying it's at 30 cents externally today. And already you can see that on the external side, it's really at 60, 70 cents. So I'd rather under promise and over deliver, And on the internal side, this is a unique part of cryptocarbon compared to most other cryptocurrencies is that they have a guaranteed internal value of $4.10 today. So every cryptocarbon you have, which you can purchase from 50p down to 20p for one coin, and you can spend that coin for $4.10 guaranteed, irrelevant to what goes on the external exchange. So they have the in-store platform, which is what the company started with. It was a cashback and referral program. And, this is absolutely free to join. So you use this to do your shopping through the app, and you actually earn cryptocarbon. This will be all in place by the end of February, guys. They're having some technical issues with it. But imagine that, we already spend all our money. We always go shopping. We always go petrol. We always go for a coffee. Imagine being able to pay for it using the app, B1 app, and you actually earn cryptocarbon, which is free for you. Then you can spend that one coin for $4 again. It's absolutely crazy, guys. Nowhere else you can do this. The company has a BPay platform, BPay payment platform, where you can pay using cryptocarbon at certain merchants. It depends on the merchants. I know Costa take up to 100% in certain times, and most take 10% of your bill with cryptocarbon. It's a starting point, guys. So, you can pay for your coffee, you can pay for your shopping at Tesco's, you can pay for your cinema ticket, all using cryptocarbon. And this is today, not in 5 years, not in 10 years, guys. Right? And the way it works is you actually get a gift card, whether it be a QR code, like shown on the picture on the screen, or whether it be a barcode, or whether it be a digital code, which you just upload, And this can be used, I'm just listing a few items, a few companies here. Ernest Jones, Topman, Bella Italia, Argos, Currys, John Lewis, Debenhams, Cineworld, Costa, Starbucks, iTunes, Tesco's, Amazon, Marks and Spencer, House of Fraser, just to name a few. But there's over 100 high street brands, over 30,000 outlets in the UK, and it's active in 20 plus countries already. Then you've got the company's own internal shopping platform called B-Zone, where you can pay up to 50% using cryptocarbon. So half of your bill. And that's absolutely awesome, because I'm going to show you a live example. So as you can see on the screen, I've got a screenshot from samsung.co.uk of a Galaxy S7 Edge for £599. And on the other side, I've taken a screenshot from B-Zone, where it's £715 and 74 pence. Most people would think I'm crazy for saying I'm going to go and buy on B-Zone. Why would I want to do that? Let's have a look on the next screen. This is the checkout on B-Zone, and you can see the total value is £417 and 52 pence. Why? Because I'm paying 50% in CCRB, which is crazy, guys. So I've just saved myself a massive £300 almost. Yeah, £300, guys. And the same phone is cheaper by, even though it's expensive, it's actually cheaper by paying with cryptocarbon. Then we've got obviously, you know, B1 Property, cryptocarbon property services, where they've partnered up with property companies around the globe. So India, Dubai, and UK being mainly, where you can pay up to 60% using CCRB, which will give you a massive discount on the property, guys. In the UK, because we're based in the UK, I'm going to talk about the UK company that we're partnered up with. It's called Century 21. It's one of the UK's, well, one of the world's biggest estate agents. They have, you know, operate in 78 countries. They have over 7,000 offices globally, 101 agents. So they take 60% CCRB for, look at these places. These are holiday homes. I don't know if any of you have ever been to like those caravan homes they used to have. These are similar to those on a lake, but these are eco-friendly lodges where there's no external power. It's all from the lake, it's all from sun, it's all from wind. I mean, look at these. They're beautifully located, jacuzzis and all sorts, right? And you can pay for these using CCRB 60%. So that's cryptocarbon. Now, most of you must be thinking, how do I get some? There we go. So this is, cryptocarbon is available in various packages. It's for everybody. It starts from little as £500 and goes all the way up to £25,000. So with each package, you get a certain amount of CCRB. And so let's give you an example. So you've got £500, which gives you 1,050 coins. They worked out to be just under 50p for each coin. You can spend each one of your coins at $4.10. So based on that, it gives you a total spending power. £500 gives you a spending power of $4,200, guys. That's just over £3,000. From 500 quid, you can spend £3,000, or whether you do it in 6 months or whether you do it in a year. And even if it goes to $2 on the external exchange, currently it's at 60, 70 cents. You know, you could trade your coins for 2001. Imagine it does what Ethereum did and goes to 10, 20, 30, 40, $50. So think how much ability you have there. The £1,000 package gives you 2,200 coins. So again, based on $4, it's $8,800. On $2 value on the external, you're looking at 4,400. You're kind of multiplying your money, guys. You know, the first guy in the Bitcoin video, you know, he was calling it, it's a store of value. Right now, there's no other better store of value than cryptocurrency, guys. If you got £500-600 sitting in the bank, it's doing nothing for you. You can put it in cryptocurrencies, and chances are year on year, it's only going to go up. It's going to multiply the value of your money. the £5,000 package is the most popular. One, because it gives you a doubling promotion right now, which gives you 14,250 coins total. And this is where things get really, really interesting, because it's kind of life-changing cash. You know, based on the $4 value, you got a spending power of $57,000, guys. And then even if the external value hits $2, you're looking at $28,500. Imagine it hits 10, guys. That's $142,000. That could pay off people's mortgages. That could pay off people's education for their kids. It could pay off so much. It could do so much. It could start that business. And then you've got the £8,000 package, which gives you a tripling promotion, where you end up with 25,000, nearly 26,000 coins. Based on the $4 value internally, it's worth over 100,000. And on the $2 value, it's at 52,000. Then you've got the £25,000 package. So, you know, it depends on what you want, what your risk factor is, and, you know, whether you want to get properties and things like that. That's which coin package you would go for. But that is how you get involved, guys. That is how you get yourself some CCRB and actually start spending it, start saving some, and, you know, multiply your money. And that, my friends, is the end of the presentation. And I'm going to finish it off with this great saying from none other than Nelson Mandela, where he talks about action without vision is only passing time. Vision without action is merely daydreaming. But vision and action, vision with action can change the world. So, you know, guys, I've given you a lot of information to process. For those of you that have already, you know, got involved, congratulations, awesome, go and spread the word. And for those of you who haven't actually got some cryptocarbon as yet, get your name in the pot, because I don't know if any of you have signed up your free accounts. You would have had emails from the company that they've literally, through CCRB.io flash sale that they've been running, which has only got 3 days to go, they've actually signed up over 300,000 people. In the last month, since January, they've actually sold, you know, 2 million coins, guys. So the value is going up. How much you're going to get for your money is going to go down. How many coins? Because the value goes up of the coin. And that is the end of the presentation. So what I would highly